So yeah, they're not compared to what they used to be.
Yeah, it's just I couldn't be bothered. I was there.
They last for a long time as well.
Yeah. Alright. Streaming. Okay, so as we're streaming, that's positive. Why does it not come up on my iPad?
Big delay on that.
Yeah, it was.
A really big delay on the video.
Is there?
Yeah. I'm sitting back now. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, no. What's going on?
Yeah, about 10 seconds delay.
Sign in. Oh, that would be helpful. Yeah, there's usually a bit of... You're right, it is sometimes a bit quicker than that, but it's not the end of the world. Google.
I was so annoyed about literally from Friday.
Yeah.
No, it was all of Sunday. I was playing around with my team, left, right, and centre.
Yeah.
Thinking, who am I going to put in that last spot?
Yeah. No, it was all of Sunday.
And I was just like, right, I'm going to keep it how it is. Couldn't have made the worst choice.
Oh my, yeah, because you had Watkins in at one point, right?
Yeah, I had Watkins in. I had James White in it. I mean, that wouldn't have made a difference.
No,
I had Marquise Brown in, who I then dropped for. To be fair, I accidentally dropped him by mistake to begin with.
Oh, did you?
And then I dropped him anyway for Hyde. Because I was picking up Tyrell Williams after AB news broke, and I was like, I was sort of rushing through it, so I clicked on him instead of Metcalf. And then after that, I was like, oh, in fact, I'll try Hyde out instead of Brown, because I think Brown was limited on Saturday or Friday or Saturday. Right. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll just... If he does anything, he might just get a bit of play.
Yeah.
Driving home, I saw first 2 catches for touchdowns. I was like, good one.
It helped that Hill went out as well, didn't it? To be fair as well. Oh, and yeah, sorry, the Brown, yeah.
Yeah, Hill going down was...
Yeah.
It was a weird injury he got, wasn't it?
Yeah, like when it happened, I was like, it didn't look like he did anything.
No, he's not having surgery. He's not. I think it's 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just like a dislocation.
I don't know when their bye week is actually. It might.
Oh yeah, I think it's mine maybe.
Oh, okay, a week before then.
Yeah. All right. Here we go.
The whole Liam Crew idea effect. Not really happened.
Nigel couldn't make it. I've Mendon always said he could make it.
Don't think this whole...
Sounds even better than
Predator guy, always managed to do well. Yeah.
But he is a shocking personality.
You guys got a trophy? No.
It was pre-bit.
Well, like from Rashad Mendon.
Hi, I'm a tag, Jack! I'm a fucking tag!
Hello and welcome to another episode of the LOC Report, and it is our first one of the 2019 season. Don't you just love it? And I'm joined by Coach Burdett, fresh back from the Spanish Riviera,
from Spain,
also known as Alicante. How's it going?
Good, yeah. I'm glad that the season's back
in
full swing. Sunday night's sorted now for the next 16, 17 weeks. Sure
is, and you are welcome to come and join us on Sundays if you would like to do so. But yeah, we've got a good show for you today. We've got all the jingles and everything. There's one more new jingle that's going to work its way into the show. You'll see what it is in a bit. But before we introduce the new jingle, we just need to play the normal jingle because we have the league news. There you go. Comment along if you're watching. I can see one viewer. That might be Phil, but say hi whoever you are. League news, highlights. So week 1 is in the books, of course. Yep. The 2019 LOC season is officially underway. We did all this pre to the draft and everything, but since you weren't there, I would like to formally present you with your mini trophy. There you go, viewers at home. Finally yours at last, and your Corona is down there, which I did give to you beforehand.
I will take it back this time.
And you just left it here, so there you go. That's your trophy, and
next to my other trophy.
Indeed, you have 2 different ones now.
I do have
You might be the only one that has 2 different styles.
Is Tom's the same one?
Because Tom won it in 2015. I can't remember when the designer Tom, if you ever watch this back, please message me and let me know if you have 2 of the same trophies or 1 of each design.
That's basically the biggest league news.
Yeah,
anyone's
you're the only
for.
coach with 2 different ones. There you go. Well, 3 technically at the moment. Anyway, part of the AGM to what we could do to improve the podcast was don't go through injuries and don't go through injuries before the game and don't go through all the transactions. We heard you, so we are only doing key transactions this year, of which I picked out 2. With number 1 being, now this would have probably made the key one if it were not for the amount bid. Dak Prescott was added by Forge Flies. They dropped Jaguars defense. They had a bad week 1 and they've got a tough matchup week 2. But the interesting part of this is Chris already has Cam Newton and he opted to add Dak Prescott for $37. Now, a couple of things to remember here. $100 budget and it is week 1 and we did up the additional funds as you go. But obviously you don't really know how much you're going to get. Especially
you don't really want to be in those bottom tiers anyway because then it's kind of not in the playoff hunt.
Exactly.
So it's,
what do you make of $37 for Dak Prescott?
I like the ad of Dak Prescott. I like the idea of going out to get him because I've got 2 strong quarterbacks and I thought about it.
Yes.
He's got a lovely schedule coming up, but I just worry that this is the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I'm a Cowboys fan. I know what they do. He'll go throw 400 yards last week. This week he'll throw 120 yards and Elliott will go for 200 yards on the ground.
You raise a good point. It's an important thing to remember. It was against the Giants. Let's first pull that out. That can't be forgotten.
They are actually worse than Miami.
Probably.
Defensively. They've lost everyone defensively.
At least Miami have Xavier now. They've still got Janoris Jenkins, but they lost a lot of pieces and stuff. You're alright. So they were at home, okay, for Ezekiel Elliott's first game after just signing the contract, after only practicing a little bit. You're right. It's going to be Zeke a lot. That doesn't mean Prescott's not going to score a reasonable amount of touchdowns, but his consistency, I think 3 years in a row, he's scored 22 touchdowns in each year and 6 rushing on top of
He does have a good, so he gets about 25 to 30 touchdowns, which isn't bad at all. He gets some good rushing yards, but he's very similar to Cam Newton.
Yeah.
He's very similar in the sense that if Cam's... I know, rule out week 1. Week 1 was a bit of a weird one for Newton.
Yeah.
If he doesn't normally pass for a couple, he may rush for a couple and things like that. I think Prescott's
It was a weird game. Goff didn't do well as well. There were loads of points in that game.
There's some weird week 1 games all around, to be fair. Or exciting. You could call it that.
Yeah.
It's different.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
You know, based on his week 1 performance, if that carries through, if Kellen Moore is the real deal, it might well be worth it. We were just surprised to see how much it went for. And the second one here, so Marquise Brown for Carlos Hyde, you added him, Burdettinators for $21. So the amount doesn't surprise me here, I think, after what he did. It's probably justified. Probably the more interesting thing about this is obviously we were just saying as the show started, you did have him on your team, and as it turns out, you accidentally dropped him.
I did then intentionally drop the other player instead, so I would have ended up dropping him.
You would have dropped it, okay.
It was just when it came about, I was like, I dropped him instead.
Yeah, but he had a massive week 1. Only played 14 snaps.
I think the key bit for me, I know he played 14 snaps, he's just back from the injury.
Yeah.
They were winning by, after 14 offensive snaps, they were up about 28.
Yes.
So they were probably limiting a bit.
Yeah.
They may well have been, I don't know. But the key thing for me is he hooks up with my quarterback at the moment.
Yeah, exactly.
So I can double up on long touchdowns.
I like it. I like it. Probably the number 1 option for the Ravens. I don't care. Miles Boykin is on paper your number 1 option. Marquise Brown is... it's probably more apt. But no, I thought it was a good ad, and we'll see what it does. And that is it for the key transactions. I don't have any other news to speak of, so we'll just go straight to the week recaps. Week 1, we had the Cunt Bowl as our marquee matchup, so we will start right there. And our new jingle is about to make its way onto the show now. In week 1, the Tugfords took on Pakistan in the Cunt Bowl, week 1's marquee matchup. Tugfords won it 117-60 on the back from rousing performances from Patrick Mahomes, who scored 33 points, Mark Ingram running out of the gate with 23 points, and Keenan Allen scoring 18. Pat only put up 60 points, and he had a couple of worries alongside that with Tyreek Hill going down. What did you make of the week 1 game?
This was not close at all. This was, I think it's probably the most one-sided game Phil could have asked. It couldn't have gone better for Phil, and it couldn't have gone worse for Pat.
Yeah.
Like, it is literally, this is the Pat's floor here. You're looking at, aside if his kicker didn't get 16 points.
That bailed him out. But the defense got 3, so, you know.
Yeah, so it evens out. If you probably want about 20 between your kicker and D, but then Phil's got a consistent team there. I mean, the bottom half of Phil's team sort of let him down a bit, but the top half is as you'd expect those players to do.
Absolutely.
Swap Barkley and Ingram round potentially, but that's what he's drafted them to do, and you wouldn't be surprised to see them do that 10 weeks of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, Westbrook, he got 9. That feels probably... He's not going to have very many games like that now that Nick Foles went down. But, you absolutely right. Kenyon Drake, I'm worried about. He only got 2.7 there. But you look, he's got Fitzgerald on the bench. Landry had an okay day as well. So, you're absolutely right. It's looking like a really good team on the face of it. Okay, Mark Ingram's not going to play Miami every week. But like you say, the score's probably swapped with Barkley. On Pakistan's side of the ball, there's a lot to worry about here. Winston didn't look good, and in fact, he has now been dropped from the team. Le'Veon Bell has gone for an MRI on his shoulder, which I saw today. Now, it's only a sore shoulder, so I don't think it's anything serious, but potentially also coupled with Sam Darnold
being out,
getting
the
mono.
Jets just did not look good on offense.
No, Bills are good defense, but, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Michelle... It's a tricky one. The Steelers sold out to stop the Patriots running in week 1, so I don't think you should read too much into that. But Rex Burkhead, again, it's tricky. You knew Damian Harris was probably going to get some snaps. Those probably were the snaps that Burkhead had. Better days are ahead, but, it's certainly New England running backs are certainly a headache, that's for sure. Woods is solid. He'll have as good days or better days than that. Hill going down was the big one, as we said. Now, he has had Mecole Hardman, but... jury's out on that. He might have some good days, but he's not Tyreek Hill.
No one can replace Tyreek Hill's production because he's a unique player.
Yeah. And the other one here, Miles Sanders. Look, he's won for probably the second half of the season. While he's a rookie, it's going to take a while for him to establish himself in the backfield.
Also, that Philadelphia backfield, I don't think I can name every running back in that.
Jordan Howard, Darren Sproles
is still a thing.
I can't remember who the fourth one is, but
they've got a lot of people in it. Philadelphia always seem to have that, and picking the right player is always, because it's one of those annoying things. Running back by committee works perfectly for an NFL team, because
but in fantasy it's an
absolute nightmare.
There were some bright spots for Pakistan. You look at the bench, 27 points from Deshaun Jackson, and Josh Allen looked okay as well. But really, it's you don't want to panic too early, and ordinarily I wouldn't, but the injury and everything, it's looking bad for Pakistan.
The good news is it's only 4 to 6 weeks supposedly.
Yes,
so he'll have him back for the majority of the year.
Yeah, absolutely.
If he can just survive it out for the next few weeks. Really.
Certainly. And so Phil gets off to a good week in week 1, and moves the needle on his record now against Pakistan. I can't see where Phil's team is on here. Where am I looking? Right there. So he's now 2-3 against Pakistan all time. So there you go. And now if we move to our next game here, let's cue up the music. It's the Dream Team against Bucking the Trend. In week 1, Bucking the Trend faced the Dream Team in what turned out to be a close, low-scoring affair. Bucking the Trend, Coach Taylor's first game in the LOC, turned out to be a winning one as they took this one 73-69. There wasn't a lot to speak about here. Baker Mayfield absolutely crapped the bed, but Alvin Kamara and Adam Thielen had decent days, as well as his kicker. On the other side of the ball, Carson Wentz mastered what would have been an absolutely torrid day for the Dream Team, with Ezekiel only getting 12 as well. Wentz got 31, by the way. Close game. What are your takeaways from this?
It worries me both for their teams. You've got a lot of people there who they're going to have days like this throughout the year. But on the other side of it, we look at 72 and 69 as being a low-scoring game. We've taken away a skill position this year.
It was common to get 80-point games.
I'd say that this is sort of the equivalent. Because I normally look at a starting player at 10 points. Yeah. So it's not actually as bad as it looks on the face of it. We've seen weeks like this.
Yep.
Good start for Bucking the Trend. They got the win. I mean,
it's the first one you want to get it under.
You can only assume Baker Mayfield's only going to go up from there. Like, the weapons he's
got...
Yeah,
I was actually quite surprised he got 11 points. Watching the game live, I didn't look at his fantasy score, but throwing 3 interceptions, and so I guess you'll take that. Yeah,
and then on the other side, Wentz, that's sort of quite a standard thing, but it's sort of...
It didn't look like it at the start. They went down big. That really actually probably helped the game script for him.
That helped. Elliott's obviously going to come back for Viv.
Yes.
That was 12 points on a game where he was limited on stats.
Hadn't
practiced with the team all off season.
He lost, Mixon went down. That absolutely plays a part in this game as well. Mixon going down. It's only a mild sprain, but we'll see if he suits up.
And it's one of those ones where if they bring him back too early, he's not right, he injures it. If they leave him out too late, you've left it 5 weeks and you could be out of the playoffs. So it's a tough one to monitor. There's not really too much to talk about in this one. Obviously, Corey Davis putting up nothing. That's not ideal.
He didn't get many targets.
When your team wins 43-13 and you've got no points.
It's an odd one.
And their offense looked good. I mean, it looked efficient.
Again, I don't know how much of it is the Browns, the hype, just falling out. The Titans are a team that flatters to deceive.
Yeah.
They can play like this one week, and the next week they'll play like a Div 3 college team. It's just they're an odd team. You hit a nail on the head. Looking at Viv's team, I don't think there's any, like you said, there's nothing too much to worry about there. Mixon will come back. The other guys in this offense, like Johnson, Ertz, Diggs, will have better days, as will Elliott. And in terms of the bench, nothing really there to speak of. But, the starters are good. On bucking the trend side of the ball, yes, it is a win, but you are correct. It's worrying because Mayfield, bad days are going to be ahead. Justin Jackson, Eckler probably had more of that role than anyone probably would have guessed.
Yeah, I think they played the hot hand there. So there might be games where Eckler starts, he gets 5 carries for nothing, and they're like, "Okay, bring Jackson, he breaks a big one." So I think that's the way they're going to play it till Gordon comes back. But that's pot luck. Anyone could guess that.
Corey Davis, he's a worry. He can't. I don't think he's a starter. He shouldn't be a starter.
No, but AJ Brown looked good for them.
He did. Again, he only got 3 catches though, so it's tough. Tariq Cohen as well. The usage of the Chicago backs, they pretty much had a split 3-way backfield, so that's going to hurt all of them. Like you were saying earlier about...
And their offense Eagles just did not look good. Whether it's Green Bay's actually looked good on defense. Week 1 is always hard to tell.
Indeed. And on the bench, the problem is there's not a lot to turn to at the moment for bucking the trend, because still holding on to Gordon and Green, Green will probably be out at least a couple more weeks. Gordon, the latest report is 4 to 6. Randall Cobb was a bright spot, but again, it's a big week 1 game where, just like we were saying about the waiver, Dak Prescott isn't going to throw 4 touchdowns every game. There's a lot of mouths to feed, and Cobb, while he had a decent day, he's certainly not one of the top options.
Probably the 4th or 5th top target behind Whitty and Elliott.
So. Delaney Walker's probably the someone they're going to have to rely on. But it could be worrying times. Certainly, if the bye weeks roll around, then not much has changed.
Also, fun fact with both Vikings receivers playing off against each other. Cousins only attempted 10 passes.
I was going to get to this when we got to the Thomas Aaron games, but that's crazy. You know what? That since I think in the last 10 years of the league, that's the 3rd lowest amount of passing attempts. Or it might even be this millennium.
I can't remember. They won as well.
Crazy. They just got out to a lead, and Atlanta weren't stopping the run.
No.
So there you go. So bucking the trend notches his first win in the LOC. Meanwhile, the Dream Team falls to 0-1. We don't need to tell you the history of this matchup. If we do, you really need to.
Phil, we're looking at you.
Check your life. Breaking news here. Darius Geis has had knee surgery and is out indefinitely. That's why you watch the LOC Report for breaking news. We'll cover that off in a bit. But the next game is Tom Tyrants against... What were they, week 1? Vinatieri, UNU1. That's it. In week 1, Tom's Tyrants took on Pray to God I Do Better in the Padawan Bowl. But the Master remained the Master in this one, as the Padawan fell 83-61. Looking down the lineups, Tom's Tyrants, Kirk Cousins gets 16 for him, but he only threw 10 passes, so that's a pretty efficient day right there. 1.6 fantasy points per attempt. Chris Carson got 18, Alshon Jeffrey catching 2 touchdowns with 17, and Godwin chipping in 11-2. On the other side of the ball, Russell Wilson got 20, Kenny Golladay got 10, but outside of that, not much to speak of. What are your key takeaways from the Padawan Bowl?
I think the result flatters Tom. Like, the overall score flatters Tom's week. He had a few sort of big plays.
Yeah.
And it's a bit harsh on the outlook for Ollie's team going forward. Because I look down them and I'm thinking, how's he only got 61 points there? With those players, I cannot see how on earth he's only got 61 points. Like Beckham, Jones and Cup, Christ, I'd be scared to play like any, no matter what their matchup is. They combined for 20 odd points.
Yeah, And you've
got on Tom's Tyrant side, you've got Alshon Jeffrey, who, he's put up 20 points. He got lucky with, he was alright, but I had him last year. He's one of those players where he'll either get 20 points or about 3.
They spread the ball. It's an offense, just like with the running backs you were saying it, they spread the ball around in the receivers too.
And Jeffrey's not a big yardage guy. He's not going to be the go-to 30 yards here. They got Deshaun Jackson for that. Yeah. He'll probably
but
then Chris Godwin, you'd like to see if Winston gets a bit better. James Conner as well. That's a weird one.
It's just New England, isn't it?
Yeah.
Steelers in New England. I was actually toying whether to start Juju or not.
Yeah.
And he did okay, but it is what it is.
Cousins again. We've already discussed it. Bit of a weird result. Fournette. I don't know what to make of it now.
It's a tough one.
Because 2 years ago with Blake Bortles playing competently, Fournette was top 10 running back, maybe even higher than that.
Yeah.
Last year with no competent quarterback play, he was shocking, and he had a few injuries as well.
Yeah, there was other stuff going on, but you're right.
It's tough to know what to make of that. It could be they lean on him. Brilliant. He's going to be fantastic.
It's going to be one of those things where the game lends to their strengths, i.e. they can play good defense and it's going to be a competitive game, he'll do well. If it's a game where the other team has a good offense, a fast-paced offense, that's where he's going to struggle. I think you hit it on the head. Ollie Gardner's team, you're right, better days are absolutely ahead. Beckham will do better. The Browns just had kind of they had an odd one in week 1. Montgomery, again, it's like the Eagles' backfield. It's probably going to take him a while, but he will. Good. He will. Yeah, he looked very good. He will take over the backfield at some point. And Cooper Kupp, got through 1 touchdown to Tyler Higbee. It's not going to happen every week.
No.
So, and then on the other side of the ball, like you were saying with Tom, it's odd because one part of you says, maybe he was a bit fortunate to get 83, but then your quarterback only gets 16, your kicker got nothing. Your defense got 6 in what was a good matchup too. So I think Tom's team probably is stronger than it looks, but I completely agree with what you were saying about Fournette and Jeffrey absolutely as well. But hey ho, it's what it is. Tom's Tyrants gets the win, and they now are 4-1 against Ollie Gardner.
Not to mention Tom Tyrant has a strong bench. He's got Eckler on the bench.
How could I forget? So if we pan down, Josh Gordon, Austin Eckler, and even Kyler Murray potentially as well going forward. 3 strong options to lean on, so that they are strong. On the other side, LaShawn McCoy could be a good option. Duke Johnson profiles to be a reasonable, at least a 4th, 5th option potentially.
You can play Duke Johnson if you've got a bye week and you're not worried that he's going to put up nothing because he is the starting running back there. Carlos Hyde's there. Duke Johnson, if they're passing, which they're a pass-heavy team, he's going to be in. Evan Engram, he looks
absolute
really good.
Target hog. Target hog.
I wouldn't be surprised if Engram is the top scoring tight end this year.
Yeah, you're probably
just right. Because who else? You've got Sterling Shepard, Golden Tate, yes, but Engram's sort of a difference maker there.
Yeah, exactly. And unlike last year where the defense was pretty good, this year it's not. So they're going to be losing a lot more often than not. So, So better days ahead for both teams. But Tom's Tyrants gets the win. So we'll go to our next game then, which pretty much turned out to be one of the games of the week. I think it's fair to say.
Yeah.
And it was Aaaaand versus Burdettinators. Aaaaand beat Burdettinators in a feisty Week 1 matchup, shall we say. 117-99. The highest scoring point total of the week came from Aaaaand as they downed Burdettinators, thanks in part to Drew Brees, who got 25 points, Dalvin Cook, who got 24 points, Derrick Henry leading the team with 28 points. On the other side of the ball, well, it was a good day for Burdettinators too. A lot of it came from their quarterback, Lamar Jackson, though, taking the bold decision, but the right one, to bench Aaron Rodgers for Lamar Jackson. He scored 44 points. David Johnson looks good again with 20 points, but behind that, not much else to speak of. So, tell me about a tough one for you.
The game scripts just didn't play out how I wanted them to. It's like Vikings ran the ball about 7,500 times, but Dalvin Cook looked good. Fair play. I think you drafted him in the second round. Pick there.
A worthy pick.
Henry,
let's go to Breeze. Yeah, it was going to happen.
Yeah,
at home in the Superdome, he's going to put 25 points plus every single game.
Todd Gurley, I'm still not entirely sure what to make of Todd Gurley this year. He played 70% of snaps.
Yeah, like he basically played the between the 20s role, which of a committee, with I think Darrell Henderson didn't come in much, but Malcolm Brown, he came in on the goal line twice and got 2 touchdowns. Yeah. That's not going to happen every week. That was probably just a fluke. In all honesty, you give Gurley one of those touchdowns, and it's a good fantasy day. Yeah. He got 10 points even without it, so it's still a reasonable fantasy day. But you are right, it's an odd one. I think going forward though, he's going to do well.
I think the only concern I've got with Gurley is previously the Rams would blow people out. They would be winning 45 to 10,
and he would just grind them.
And he would just be grinding them out as soon as they're up by 10 or 15 in the game. So they're going to take him out this year.
I think you're right.
But then their defense isn't as good this year. You could argue. So it doesn't look at anyway.
Goff hasn't been playing as well. So
you can have closer games, but that's one to see. Yeah. Tyler Boyd, I think John Ross stole the limelight, but I think Boyd's still a pretty good.
Solid day, yeah.
George Kittle, you got to figure. Well, to be fair, I don't know what the San Fran offense is doing. They've got all the pieces.
Didn't he have 2 touchdowns called back?
Yes, he had at least one.
Yeah.
I didn't
that game was hilarious. Every time it came on, it was a touchdown that got called back.
Yeah.
Every time. It happened about 3 or 4 times. It was mental.
Derrick Henry, I can't see that's going to happen.
That is the flukiest result of the entire game.
If I could pick one, when I was looking at the matchup before, I thought I guaranteed Henry was going to get less than 10 points.
Yeah, it's crazy because did you watch the game?
I've seen the highlights.
So you're not going to see what we saw in the highlights, but me, my dad, and Pat, every time Henry was taking it, it was no gain, 1 yard, minus 1 yard. He broke that 75-yard touchdown reception, which didn't quite. That he would have beaten you without it, but it would have been a very close game without it. And he obviously got the other touchdown as well. That it was just pure. It's kind of like with Fournette. If the Titans are leading, Henry's probably going to do a bit better.
If not, Lewis is in.
But unlike Fournette, Henry he just does so many runs where he just doesn't do anything, and then he breaks a couple. But yeah, you're right. That makes it look like a better win than it was. But equally. You've got to admit your point total. Jackson bailed you out big time.
It's a weird one this week because it's like Aaron Jones had as bad a matchup as you can have for a running back. That's Chicago or one of. Yeah. And he's got Vikings this week. It's a bad start for them. Then you're looking down there like Mike Williams went off injured. I'd like to see him get a bit more involved going forward.
Yeah.
Kirk. If Kyler Murray figured out how to throw the ball in the first half, he had 12 targets. I was shocked at one point he had 2 catches off like 9 targets.
Yeah.
And I was just like, the problem with Kirk, high flying offense, fantastic. They move the ball so he's the underneath guy.
Well, that and with the team that's got they run more for I think in terms of percentage, or it might have even been in terms of snaps. If you added all of the other teams in the NFL, the amount of snaps they had with 4 receivers on the field, that doesn't even come to the amount of snaps that the Cardinals had with 4 receivers on the field. So there's a lot, like Eagles, there's a lot of receivers who are going to be catching the ball there.
Well, I think the promising thing was he was just one behind Fitzgerald for targets.
Yeah.
So I think he's got the trust of him.
Oh, yeah.
The other 2 receivers, I think, are rookies. I can't remember what their names are. Will Fuller... He's going to have weeks like this. He's going to have weeks where he gets 120 yards and 2 touchdowns.
He was quite lucky to get that in a way because he had that one big play. But you're right. That's
I thought so. I went into I think it was Monday night's game, and I was on 89 and Ben was on 96, and I thought there's a chance here. Yeah. So I had my kicker left to play, and I had Will Fuller, and I was like, if Texans win this game comfortably, chances are I've won. It turned out that it wasn't. It was a closer game. Drew Brees obviously got 24 points. Will Fuller didn't do an awful lot, and my kicker, he only got PATs. So it could have been very different based on that game, but I'm happy with the result.
Yeah.
It's promising.
You got 99 points. That was what, the 4th best score in the league this week? And considering some of the ones we've seen.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's Lamar Jackson's not going to get 43 points every week. I know that. But Aaron Jones isn't going to get 3 points every week when I play him.
Definitely not.
My kicker's not going to get 4 points.
Exactly.
Like my 2 receivers put together aren't going to get less than 10. So it's things like that, and it's like if I play the matchups right, I've got, as you can see on the bench, I've got Aaron Rodgers on the bench. I'd like to think that I'm going to have a matchup each week, which if everything goes well, I've got 30 points in a quarterback.
Yeah, not to mention Aaron Rodgers, but you've got Sammy Watkins, who profiles to be one of the, he's a wide receiver without Hill. You've got James White, who had a decent day and could have better days than that, and Tyrell Williams is the top receiver in Oakland now.
For whatever that's worth. It's targets and touchdowns at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Looking on Ben's side, he's got
some pretty good options.
John Brown's a good pickup.
Yeah.
I don't know if I had my own in the draft. I ended up picking Marquise Brown up instead.
Yeah.
But John Brown seems to be the deep threat which Josh Allen needed. Calvin Ridley's going to do Calvin Ridley things. Whenever Atlanta go big, they'll go big. Minnesota's a horrible matchup for anything. They've got a good D.
Yeah.
Sutton's quite a nice surprise, or not surprise, but he had a quietly good week. Miami running back, get him out. I think he's already gone.
Yeah, he's already gone.
Marvin Jones again. So Ben's actually got a really good team.
Yes, it's looking good. I think
it's probably the most all-round performance, including the bench.
Yes.
Because if you sub a couple of those guys in, Henry's not going to get that each week, but he's got points on the bench.
Yeah, I think your team was the highest total scoring out of the two of you, but probably in the league as well.
Yeah.
If you had it both together. But
Ben was... my bench got that many.
Yeah, right. Ben was probably a very close second. So there you go. So Aaaaand takes the win. Burdettinators goes 0-1, and the history of this matchup, Aaaaand is now, they tied the series 6-6. There you go. And now we will get to probably what was our game of the week, and it's Bare Necessities v Forge Flyers. Bare Necessities and Forge Flyers, they had a close game last week where the difference in the margin for winning was just under 7 points. Forge Flyers won this 113 to 106. There was ups and downs on both sides of the ball. Newton only got 5 points for Forge Flyers, but they overcame it thanks to Damian Williams with 13, Christian McCaffrey with a Herculean 33 points, and Marlon Mack with 25 points. The kicker also combined for 28. On the other side of the ball, Deshaun Watson led the cart for this team with 37. Allen Robinson had a solid day with 10. Lockett got 10 and Edelman got 10. So, the D got 10 too. It's 10s all around.
Yeah.
The kicker got 11, and then the other two players got 8. So a very consistent effort, but consistent was not enough. Stop. Thank you. Close game.
It's very unfortunate that Bare Necessities happens to be playing Forge Flyers. I think there was only 2 teams which beat Bare Necessities this week, Forge Flyers and Aaaaand.
Yeah.
Very unfortunate. I think everyone's been in that situation where they've been one of the top 2 teams. I wouldn't worry if I was him. That team which he's got there. A few question marks going into the season, perhaps. I think they've sort of, like Deshaun Watson's, he's capable of these game weeks.
Yeah.
The worry is, if you take that game week away and Deshaun Watson has a down week, I don't think any of the other players there are going to be able to get like the 30 points. And
you're right. So you look on Chris's side, which is exactly what you're saying about Cam Newton, the type of quarterback who will have a stinker every now and then. You've got McCaffrey, hilariously on the same team, but the example still holds, that could bail you out. You're right.
That's the thing with McCaffrey. It's not a one-off. Towards the end of last year, he was putting up performances like this on a weekly basis. Yeah. That's not a fluke. That will happen 5 to 10 times this year. He'll get over 30 points.
Yeah.
But that's not to say Bare Necessities won't have a good season. Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill's out. He's only going to go up from 88 yards.
His top 2 picks only got... were they his top 2? Yeah, they were his top 2. Yeah. Only got just over 17 points between them.
Nick Chubb, we've already covered the Browns. What a weird week. He'll bounce back. Allen Robinson was a nice surprise. I think he had a good game. I know he's a wide receiver 1 there, but... It's
a year removed from that ACL injury.
Yeah.
I think never quite the same in the first year, so I think he could do well. And Green Bay's D looked pretty good as well.
They've got quite a few additions. Yeah. Tyler Lockett, I'm a little bit concerned about the Seattle offense in general.
I just think that was so fluky. I think the points were justified because...
Yeah.
Okay, it all came on one play, 44-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
But I think in an ordinary week, that probably balances it out more to something like 5 catches for 40 and a touch.
It's just...
You know what I mean? Like, you're right, it's odd because they're such a run-heavy team. They were at home. I think he might actually do better in the away games than the home games.
The thing which I don't get about Seattle is why they're so opposed to passing the ball. Because their O-line is not set up to run the ball. It's just their O-line is not set up to run the ball. It's still horrendous. And they've got receivers now who are capable of...
I mean, it's tough. It's not the best core in the league. It's okay.
But they should be more willing to pass it now.
In today's NFL, being as committed to the run as they are, it's the other way. You know, you've got your Cliff Kingsbury for the Cardinals, who's gone completely the opposite. Evolutionary
it'll
way.
be 4th and 1. They need to grind up the clock and then pass it down.
Seahawks are going back to in the spirit of NFL 100. They're going back 100 with their offense. But yeah, no, you've got it all right. I think you're right. Ben Assess's profiles as a consistent team. Forge Flies, it's tricky. Like we said, Newton is capable of a stinker. McCaffrey is going to probably bail him out if he does that. Williams looks good. Evans, I think he was ill, so you've got to factor that in.
And Winston just did not
play well. I think bad days are there for him. Henry, he's pretty much done now by all accounts.
What happened with him?
Fractured tibia.
Oh, so he's out.
He's done for at least 4 to 6 weeks.
I didn't see that
longer.
news.
Yeah. Marlon Mack, great day. I wonder how often this will happen. Hilton on the bench as well, 20 points, had a good day.
Yeah.
I still struggle with this Indianapolis offense. Part of me thinks it might have just been, it's one of those weeks. I don't know how often that's going to happen. Looking at the bench, though, to what... sorry. You say Ben Assessy is consistent, but there's not a lot they can call on the bench. Latavius Murray was the only other player who had a decent week, and his touchdown was, again, like Henry's, quite fluky, just like 30 yards.
Murray will be okay as the season goes on because he's basically in that Mark Ingram role.
You're right.
So he's got, I'd say, 10's right about where he'll average for the year.
Yeah.
Some weeks he might get a couple of touchdowns. Some weeks he'll probably just get like 30 yards.
Yeah. Brady's the only other option there as well.
Especially with Coleman
out. But we saw it last year, and it looks the same this year. They're never going to give him the full load because he's just going to get injured if they do that. So he's always going to be in a committee.
Yeah.
But it's fine. They've got a good team. On the other side for the Flyers, Hilton on the bench, that's a luxury, but we'll see if that's how often he'll have those kind of games.
Yeah.
And then outside of that, now Michael Gallup, I really like this. He was on my late round, take a flyer because all the reports out of camp and everything said he was really stepping forward. Obviously, playing with Amari Cooper in front of him helps him out as well. And the offense just generally taking a step forward. He looks really good, but I'll be interested to see. But other than that,
Chris. Jags have gone now. I think he picked up.
They're gone. It's definitely a studded lineup from Forge Flyers, but you do worry about depth.
What worries me I know we'll say like Cam Newton will get better. Yeah. If he gets better though, McCaffrey could pull back a bit.
That's the thing, isn't it?
And you're probably looking at 40 points between those two on average a week, which when you talk about your QB and your RB1 getting 40 points, you're not thrilled. Like you're not sitting there going, I've got the best duo in the league there.
Yeah.
Because you could be getting 50 points from them. You could be getting a bit higher.
Yeah.
They will have games where they'll do better. But also, if Carolina lose and Prescott starts playing that, Chris is in trouble.
Yeah.
For that week, not in the long term.
Sure.
That week, because he's got 2 of his big players there, which would just get 10 points between them.
Yeah.
And it's known that Carolina's not the most consistent offense in the world. No, it's not what it used to be.
It's certainly not, no.
But I mean, smile away now. He's had a good week and deservedly so.
Yeah.
But there's still a few question marks, like you said, the Colts offense, Carolina offense.
Yeah.
It's not like you're talking about the Patriots offense here or Kansas.
No.
You've doubled up on 2 offenses which
are quite varied.
They're not
is the word.
prolific, you could say.
But hey ho, Forge Flyers take the win, go to 1-0, currently in the number 1 seed, and they are 8-6 against Ben Assessys now. So there you go. And then our last game of the week, then, it is Gridiron Gang against the Green Mile. In the most one-sided game of the week, Green Mile defeated Gridiron Gang 111 to 70 points. This was mainly on the back of Matt Ryan's garbage time 23 points, but Jordan Jacobs having a shock 23 points against that vaunted Denver defense. Amari Cooper had a good day with 16-2, and then Michael Thomas had a solid day with 12. On the other side of the ball, not much to speak of for Gridiron Gang. Jared Goff did not play well, only notching 11 points, but DeAndre Hopkins masked what would have been an awful week. He got 23 points. Greg Zerline also got 14. Second highest scoring player on the team. Yeah.
I think consistency issues for both teams could be a problem.
Yeah.
You're going to have weeks where they're going to go off and they're going to score 120. You're going to have weeks where they're going to put up 50. And that's just the nature. It works, that tactic. It doesn't mean it's going to be a bad year.
Yeah.
It just means you're going to have bad weeks. Just looking at Ross's team, again with Matt Ryan, it was all garbage time, but you'd expect him to be getting
that's
20
probably
to 30
around
points.
where it should be.
Tevin Coleman getting injured.
Yeah, for now.
Not ideal. Jacobs, bit of an unknown. Oakland's just been a bit of a laughing stock all year of Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
So not much attention actually been paid. Josh Jacobs, he was first round pick?
Yeah, I think he was in the first. Yeah.
He was the first round. He seems like he's got all the skill sets. Who knows? Devontae Adams, you'd like
better
to think.
days. Yeah. Better
Chicago,
days.
like I've said, horrible matchup. Devontae Adams is as consistent as a wide receiver one as you're going to get normally.
Yeah.
So he's fantastic. Amari Cooper, like you said before, the Cowboys team, who knows what you're going to get on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
If we run the ball 40 times, Cooper's not going to be getting 16 points.
Yeah.
Michael Thomas, probably about where you'd expect if he's not getting 120
He's one of those guys, because Breeze doesn't pass as much as he used to, he's just hyper efficient.
Yeah,
he absolutely grinds that.
That's if he's not getting 120 yards for 12 points, he's getting 60 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
You can expect that. Kicker and defense have helped him. I think that's boosted what would have been a normal week.
Yeah.
Like Ravens aren't going to play Miami every week.
No.
At the end of the day.
No.
And your kicker, everyone knows how volatile the kicker is.
Yeah.
On your side of the ball, Goff, bit disappointing, but...
So, I didn't realise until after the fact.
Yeah.
For all of the fantasy industry and all the experts and everything, have you at any point ever heard that Goff has poor home road splits?
Yes.
Okay. I hadn't. Tom hadn't either, just for the record.
I think I read one article on it.
Okay, fine. There you go. So it's not widespread news. And after the game, every single blurb was like, oh, well, he doesn't do well on the road. It's like, well, tell me. It's crazy. Like, I've got Brady on the bench, just FYI. Brady makes the difference this week in terms of what my points were.
Yeah, it's making it from not a bad week, from a bad week to an okay.
I would have probably beat half the teams in the league there or thereabouts had I had Brady.
Hopkins, it's a good score from him. He's not going to get 23 points a week, but you'd like 15 to 25 is probably where he's going to average. So I like that. Freeman, that Atlanta offense, I don't know what to make of it. I stayed clear of him in the draft. I was reading, they've gone back to their old coordinator who never got him going. And he never got Tampa Bay's run game going last year. But how much of that's down to the players then? How much is it? But I was just like, Atlanta just did not look good the other day.
No, they didn't. Part of it is, that's probably the toughest game they'll have.
Minnesota's a quality team.
Away to Minnesota as well. Yeah. So I saw an interesting stat from him today as well, that throughout his career, he averages 1 touchdown a game at home, half a touchdown away.
Right.
That's an odd split. Don't know if there's anything causing that, but it's a split nonetheless.
Then look down the next two, Cooks and Smith-Schuster. They just their teams just had bad weeks.
New England takes Schuster away, and then Cooks. Just a byproduct of poor Goff.
Denver at some point will realise that Royce Freeman is not very good. I waited for all of last year, and it took an injury to him before they started running Lindsey 20 times a game. And at some point, it will happen again this year. And it will literally just be a case of they'll give Lindsey the ball 10 times a game, or 15, give Freeman 10. And I've never quite got it, because they spent the draft pick on Freeman. That's the issue. Lindsey's a better pass catcher.
Yeah, this is the
better runner, just as good a run blocker. The only thing he's not as good at, potentially, is goal line work.
Yeah.
But he's still not bad. And it frustrated me all of last year with Lindsey. I don't have an issue with him. I like the player, I like the pick. It's just Denver are almost as annoying as Philadelphia.
Right. Yes.
They refuse to give up.
Well, you say that. Devontae Booker only had 1 touch, I think, in the game, which was part of the problem last season.
Yeah,
where it was kind of a 3-headed backfield, but Lindsay being the best part of that 3-head by leaps and bounds. So I agree. He's in that awkward wide receiver 2 high-end flex range.
Well, I get the whole link of it because it's similar to like Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams. Aaron Jones is a better player.
Yeah.
Green Bay refused to give up on Williams. It's like that. Zerline. Yeah, that's a Zorline week. He's going to get field goals. He's a good kicker.
The most annoying thing, other than Goff, the most annoying thing for me last week was the defense. Eagles at home to a Washington team that just has been a car crash all off season. And first half, I think there was 17-0 down at one point, the Eagles. And even then, even after they turned it around, they got 1 sack.
Well, there's so much you can do when like a 38-year-old Vernon Davis hurdles your defender and runs in front.
I couldn't believe what I was saying.
They had no run game, Washington.
No.
They got 40 rushing yards, if that. I could be giving them faith.
Yeah.
And then they've got...
And then that rookie receiver as well just tore through the secondary. So what's going on?
Yeah, it's just like Eagles forgot how to play last week, basically. But on your bench, like you've already said, you got Brady... You got DJ Moore, who, I mean, it's fumble, but take that away, you've got an 8-point week.
It was a tough matchup to Talib and Marcus Peters.
It was, yeah. Valdez-Scantling. It's Green Bay, it's still an unknown offense. They won last week against a hard Chicago team away from home. Green Bay playing at home is a different monster. You could play anyone from that team and they could turn you... Green Bay could play anyone at home and turn them over 50 points. Yeah. They're that scary in offense. Yeah. So Valdez-Scantling is going to have better days. Singletary... I'm hoping Buffalo don't do what the other team's doing. Go, we've got a good player here, but we're only going to give him half the snaps. It's like at least see what he can do on a bit more.
I think Gore at one point had something like 7 carries for 8 yards.
Yeah,
and Singletary didn't get a touch until the 3rd quarter. I think he only finished with 6 touches.
Yeah,
and churned out 98 yards. Now they said this week Gore is still the starter. He wasn't really the starter in the first place. I
think the only worrying thing around that is just Buffalo's offense in general.
Yeah.
If they fall behind in a game, if they just don't quite get in sync, which we've seen happen, the run game's out the window. On the other side of the ball, we've got Jared Cook, who looks like a shadow of his Oakland
I think it's Gruden's offense that really helped him. We saw it with Dan Rule in week 1. Yeah. It's just the offense.
Emmanuel Sanders, welcome back from your injury. He seems like he hasn't missed a skip. Darius Guice. Yeah. Obviously the news.
He's done.
Yeah.
He's done.
Pollard, nice experiment, but Zeke's just been paid. Chin up. You'll find yourself on the practice squad potentially.
He's the backup running back.
Yeah, and there's not an awful lot to speak about on that bench, really. No,
there's not. So, good day for Ross, but you wonder... you do have to wonder how many there will be. It could have some bad... we've forgotten the most important bit of analysis of all on this game, is that I always suck in week 1.
Yeah.
So this should surprise no one at all, and there's really no indication of what's come. Or it could be. Who knows?
I will just also summarise. Week 1 in the NFL this year was a very strange week. There were some strange results. Strange players doing weird things. For example, John Ross becoming a player, not a sprinter. Colts having an offense.
Yeah.
And then Cardinals throwing the ball about 50,000 times a minute.
Yeah.
But it's an exciting year.
Derrick Henry catching a 75-yard.
Derrick Henry catching the ball.
Yeah, that as well. Ross's team, they are now 4-4 all time against Gridiron Gang, so they leveled the series there as well. So, this has turned out to be a bit of a longer episode, but we'll speed through the other stuff quickly. So, power rankings, I'll just flash them up, but you can go and read them now. Tom posted them in the group. Bucking the trend 4-12. Green Mile, which is Ross's team, up 1-11. Pakistan down 7 from 3-10. Pray to God I do better. They're down 7 as well to 9. You hold 8, Ollie. The Dream Team down 6 to 7. Thomas Torrance hold at 6. Gridiron Gang drop 1 down to 5. Bitter Necessities up 1 to 4. Ford Flyers spring up the boards all the way from 11th to 3rd. Tarkfud's up 7th from 9th to 2nd. And Aaaaand jumping up from 7 to 1 as well. What do you make of the power rankings?
Yeah.
It's tough at this stage, isn't it? It's really tough.
It's early on. I mean, 1 week, it takes an injury. It takes just a bad week,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden it's all very different.
I think I agree with the droppings, and
Yeah.
I agree with the increases, and then in between that, it's like maybe I'd hop you up one ahead of Viv, and then everything in the middle is kind of there and thereabouts.
Yeah,
You could put any of them.
I'm surprised I didn't go up a little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
I got the third
I'd have
highest,
put you ahead of
fourth
it.
highest score of the week or whatever, with points on the bench as well. Like, I put up nearly 170 points across my team, but is what it is. I get what he's saying. Like, a lot of it came from Jackson. So.
Sure. So we'll take a look at our milestones for the week. Of course, Mike Taylor notches his first win in the LOC.
Yeah.
Congrats. Any other nice round numbers looking down the regular season stats here? Pat lost, didn't he? Pat did lose.
Pat lost.
He lost. No interesting thing there then. Viv also lost. I lost. Ben won. He notched his 70th regular season win. Congratulations, Ben. Meanwhile, you notched your 70th regular season loss.
Yes.
It's poetic.
71
you both played
70.
each other. There you go. Looking at all-time statistics, Chris won, so he's got his 70th career win. Congratulations, Chris.
Tom got level with Dave
Yeah,
for the most wins.
we now have joint highest for most wins.
But Dave's
over
got still
career.
a better ratio.
Yes.
Slightly.
Yes. And now we'll take a quick peek at the standings and stuff. This is the standings and stats portion. So you can see Chris. He's 13th. Oh, sorry. Of course, Phil is. Oops, hello. Phil had the highest score of last week. Apologies for that, Phil. 117. So he is first seed. Not bucking the trend. Aaaaand is second seed overall, first in their division, and Flyers is third, first in their division. But not much we can really read into this week. We'll skip the overall, but we'll look at breakdown. Phil would have beaten everyone. There you go. Who's the lowest? Is Mike the lowest on here? Who still won? 8, 4 and 7 in the week. Bit of a gift, but still would have beat 4 other teams.
Yep.
In terms of coach score, not much left on the bench by Dennis this season. I'm going to hang my hat on you being on the bottom here. Brady pretty much driving mine. Yes, 50 points in week 1. I think across the whole of last season, was there a team under 200? You're already a quarter of that.
Yes.
There you go. And then true ranking doesn't really mean much at this stage, but
imagine as well if I hadn't dropped Marquise Brown for Hyde.
Yeah.
That'd be 70 points in a week.
Crazy. Week 2 then. We need to pick a marquee matchup first off the bat. Who are we going for? We have Gridiron Gang and Aaaaand, Ben Assistic against Palestine, Tom's Tyrants, Tugfards, Burdettinators, Bucking the Trend, Green Mile and the Dream Team, and Fortifyers, Pretty God, I Do Better.
I think we had Tom's Tyrants be Tuckfarts when we did the podcast on it.
Is the game to look out for? I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
Both these teams won. Let's fire it up as the marquee matchup for week 2. It is Tom's Tyrants against the Tuckfards. Tom's Tyrants take on the Tuckfards in a Week 2 matchup with two 1-0 teams. The projections currently have it 93 to 92 in favour of the Tuckfards. Looking down the lineups in terms of lineup changes, Didi's still in the lineup, but John Ross comes straight in. Wow, from the waiver wire to the starting lineup in favour of Kenyon Drake. Can't really say I'm surprised he hit the bench. Phil, what formation is he going with this week? It's a 2 running back, 3 receivers. So he's in 20 personnel. Yeah. I went away and learned all the names, so now I'm clued up. That's 2 running backs in the backfield with 3 receivers out wide, just so you know. On the other side of the ball, Tom's Tyrants, in terms of lineup changes, nothing I could see.
That's the team he started with last week.
Unchanged, they're sticking with their formation. It's 30 personnel. I'm going to say 2 receivers and 2 running backs in the backfield. Let's go with Fournette and Carson. Connor's in the slot.
Yeah.
And they've got 2 receivers on wide as well. Injuries. Mark Ingram, he'll be fine. He's limited, but he'll be fine. So nothing there. Yeah, I think he'll be okay as well. Let's look at the history of this matchup. Where is it? Come on. Tuckfards, there we go. 9 and 8 all time against Tom's Tyrants, so pretty close one. Pretty good game for me.
Yeah, there's some interesting matchups on there. I can see it being a high-scoring affair. Just looking down the lineups, I think John Ross will be interesting to see how he does. It's a battle of the running backs here, I think. I know Tom's got 3, but you've got Barkley and Ingram on the other side who look hot. It's a bit of a star-studded lineup for both of them. The matchups which I'd pick out, Mark Ingram v Arizona, that could turn into a bloodbath. I mean, Arizona were okay last week. Lucky to get the draw, I'd say. They didn't play great.
Yeah.
Mark Ingram could run all over them. Patriots at Miami. You don't normally pick a defense out for them, but Miami looked embarrassingly bad on offense.
I've got to say, Barkley against Buffalo, I'm not worried about Buffalo's defense when they're at home. Funnily enough, Buffalo playing in the same stadium 2 weeks in a row, and it's not theirs.
Last week, didn't they?
Yeah, hilarious. But I think it'll be fine. The key thing for the Tuck Files, but we'll go on to Tom Torrance in a minute, the receivers are potentially putrid.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at it. He's got Fitzgerald. Okay, Bottom's not the best.
Landry
at the Jets as well. I think you could make a case for starting both of those over the 2 they have in there right now. Other than that, I really like the team, but it's just like a
I like the experiment on John Ross.
Yeah, I guess you've got enough strength around that. I get that logic.
But Westbrook, get him out of there.
Yeah.
Like, with Foles, you got an argument. With this person who's got 2 made-up names, he came in and did it right against Kansas. That's Kansas. Kansas had the worst D.
It's different when you don't prepare for a quarterback as well. It's bad defense and you're not prepared.
Away at Texans, division rival who know the Jags.
Yeah.
And they're probably going to have to be playing to catch up to Texans. Don't like Westbrook in there at all. On the other side of the ball, you got Phillip Rivers at Detroit. That could be quite...
I don't like that.
To be fair, they've got...
They did a good job against Kyler Murray for 3 quarters. Okay, I know he came out at the end. But I think at home, Patricia is a D-minded coach.
Yeah.
I struggle with it.
You got Fournette at Houston. Again, I'm not a big...
Yeah.
I think it could... The game script could fall against them there.
Yeah, if they fall behind.
Same with Carson at Pittsburgh. I think
Pittsburgh are a lot better than they looked in.
Yeah, Pittsburgh they do not do well against.
And Seattle just lost against the Bengals at home.
Did they win or lose?
They lost.
They lost.
I'm pretty sure they lost.
I thought they won, but I think they just won.
Sorry, excuse me. Oh, they did just win 21-20, but okay, they just beat the Bengals. Only just.
Seattle's offense, like I said before, it worries me a bit. And now they're away from home, and then Jeffrey at Atlanta.
Jeffrey's one of those. He's
Atlanta only had to defend 10 passes last week. They didn't do a good job of that. So Jeffrey could have a good week. Godwin. Let's see what Winston turns up tonight.
Yeah.
If Winston's on his day, he's as good as anyone in the NFL. Yeah. He'll throw 5 touchdowns, 400 yards.
Yeah.
Blink an eye. On his bad day, we saw it last week. And that wasn't even as bad as it gets.
Yeah.
He got benched 3 times last year for Fitzpatrick.
That's all you need to know. Yeah.
And then Connor, like we said. The good thing about having Carson and Connor, he's game script proof between them.
Yeah. They both catch balls out of the backfield.
Yeah, so then Cowboys at Washington.
Now, when Tom drafted the Cowboys, I was like, that's a really good pick because they had Giants in week 1, Washington week 2. They didn't do great against the Giants at home. Washington just showed against Philadelphia away that they can be pretty efficient. Geis is gone. Peterson comes in. I'm not even sure that's really a drop-off.
No.
I worry about that. I really do.
Cowboys are a very good defense for winning an NFL game. For winning a fantasy game, they're not going to rack up 5 or 6 sacks. They're not going to get picks. They'll get fumbles a bit. Then punt returners. I can't remember who we've got doing our punt and kick returns now.
Yeah.
But you look in there and it's not...
Tavon Austin.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't say, from a Cowboys fan, Cowboys are a good fantasy team.
No, I'd agree. It looked like they could possibly take a step forward, but I think you're right. It's more, they're going to be really good at bend not breaking, but they're not going to pile up the stats.
The kind of things, if you watch it, the amount of time we get pressure on the quarterback, brilliant. You don't get points for that.
No.
Because it'll collapse the pocket and it'll force an incompletion. Not worth anything. No. Looking down to the benches for them.
We don't need to spend time with them. We're going to look at them.
Eckler's probably going to come in.
Yeah, it's pretty great. Well, Tom's obviously... Tom's made some changes, but I mean, Tom has got a very good lineup. Understandably, he's leaving guys like Josh Gordon and Eckler on the bench. I kind of feel like, who's he going to bench for him? I don't really know.
Fournette.
It would be bold. He would be the one I would pick as well.
Out of any of them,
it would be bold.
It would be Fournette.
Yeah.
Look,
we can't worry about that. Who do you think's going to win the game?
I think Tom's Tyrants have this one.
Okay. I think despite the horrific receiver situation, if Phil does change that, I'm even more in love with it. I think Phil's got this one.
Yeah.
I just think there's too much good there. Really, I do. And there's, like we said about Tom's team, it's also very good, but I'm just not sure it quite has the oomph.
I mean, Seattle, Pittsburgh is going to be a shootout. They're going to carry over the line.
Yeah,
I mean, that's my prediction.
I think Mahomes could just absolutely fire all over. My worry is the quarterback. That's the main thing where I fall down. The quarterback.
Mahomes is scary. Mahomes is scary.
He's going to light up Oakland.
Flacco did okay against.
Yeah.
Not great, but
anyway, so we're split here. There you go. We'll go on to our next game then. It's the B Bowl. Can I call it the B Bowl? It's being done the B Bowl because it is Burdettinators versus Bucking the Trend. Classic man. Burdettinators take on Bucking the Trend. One's coming in on a win. That is the new coach of the LOC in his first game against Burdettinators. Ollie's coming off a loss, but it was a good showing. He would have beaten Bucking the Trend in week 1, no less. But currently, Bucking the Trend are going to go 2-0. They are projected to win 84-82. Looking down the lineups for Bucking the Trend at the moment, Antonio Brown is in the lineup. Wow, love it. He might come out before Sunday, but I don't mind that one bit at all. Delaney Walker also comes in, so, well, hey, we have a tight end. So we have 21 personnel here, 2 running backs, tight end, and 2 receivers. On the other side of the ball, Lamar Jackson makes another start for your team, Ollie. But Aaron Rodgers does play Minnesota, so I get it. Other changes, Marquise Brown straight in as well in favour of Aaron Jones, who's playing Minnesota. Tyrell Williams comes in. He's playing Kansas City over Mike Williams, who probably will not play due to his knee injury. And Sammy Watkins also comes in. That's changing the wins for you over Christian Kirk. You are going this week with... it's 10 personnel. It's 1 running back.
Yeah.
You're doing the Cliff
Kingsbury
of the LOC. There you go. Start the game from.
I think it's going to be a
key
close
takeaways.
one.
Yeah.
I like the Antonio Brown play. Throw a dice on it. It's Antonio Brown at the end of the day. The worry is you're playing Miami. We saw what happened with Baltimore last.
Yeah, let's take a look at Mike's bench because it's probably Randall Cobb.
Randall Cobb's the logical one. I mean, Corey Davis, stay away.
Yeah,
Cohen,
he's the only one you can go for, I think.
I like Delaney Walker in there as well. I think he's got a good team. The thing that worries me are Saints at the Rams. Kamara, not so much. I think Kamara's matchup proof. He's going to either pass it or run it. He's fine. Saints D at LA. LA at home, like you said with Goff earlier, they're a different monster. Yeah. That team could get shredded and you're going to get no points from that. Sure. That being said, Saints do have an OKD. It's improved over what it used to be, but
I think if anyone in that offense is probably road split proof, it's Kamara.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But you're right. He might not blow the joint up.
No. Baker Mayfield, I'd like to think he can only go up from here.
With the Sam Darnold injury, I think it's going to be very easy for the Browns to.
Yes, I think Nick Chubb could be the biggest beneficiary.
I think Mayfield should still do it. They're going to be out to prove a point. They're going to bury that week 1.
That's what I mean. He's not going to go put up 11 points again or whatever.
Yeah.
On my side of the ball, I think if Baltimore do what they did last week to Arizona, I'm in luck. If they don't, I've lost the week, and I'm happy to play it of that risk. I mean, Sammy Watkins, I've got Kansas's wide receiver 1. Whenever you've got that, that's a scary player to have. Yeah. Will Fuller, again, he may get nothing. He may get 64 points. He could get 20 points.
I wonder, do you make a change for, I don't know, like a James White or something?
Not against Miami this week. I think
the
win's going to be too big. I think White's not going to be the one to ground and pound out. I think it's going to be Michelle's week. I did think about Kirk in there and, back everything I can on that Arizona-Baltimore game. And I'm still toying with that idea. But It all depends on his practice. I think Tyrell Williams come in Kansas. That could be a shootout. Not too much more. I've changed my D around as well. I've put 49ers in.
Yeah.
Apparently, I'm just picking everyone who plays the Bengals.
Apparently.
I don't know who they've got next week, but I'll be sure to pick them up if I can. It might be Pittsburgh. So, I think I'm going to have a boom or bust week. I've accepted that. I've just got to hope that it's similar to last week. And that's the nature of my team again. I'm fine admitting that. No, I'm not going to consistently put up.
I think you're right. I struggle looking at this game because my head says, wow, you've got some really, good options. Like, on paper, I would probably rather have your team in terms of the starting lineup with these matchups as well. But you're right. It's the unknown nature of the beast. Will the Ravens repeat? Johnson away at Baltimore isn't the easiest of matchups, but he is a high volume back. Will Tyrell Williams repeat? Will Jacksonville be able to go up against the good corners? Will Sammy Watkins repeat? There's definitely a lot of boom potential in your team this week.
And there's bust potential as well.
Yeah. On the other side of the ball, it's kind of somewhere in the middle. Mayfield, I think he'll have a better day. Kamara's solid. Jackson, I think he'll probably get...
Detroit have a good defense. You just said it earlier. Yeah. Especially against a run.
Yeah.
David Johnson did well against them last week off a few big gains in the ground.
Yeah, and that touchdown catch.
David Johnson's a lot better than Justin
Jefferson.
Jefferson.
I think you're right. I agree.
And
it's not good.
David Johnson did a lot of his work when that offense, they ran 70 odd plays and had the ball for less than half the time or something. Yeah. Like, that's scary. That's like, it reminds me of Peyton Manning and the Broncos 2013. Yeah. They get there, they snap it, get... The D was just gas. I don't think San Diego or LA Chargers do that to them.
So I'm going to skip the rest of the preview. It's tough one to call. But I think on the basis that I don't see any boom in Bucking the Trends team this week, I see boom in your team. I'm going Burdettinators.
I'm going with me as well.
Like it. There you go. That's decisive. Myself. Right, next game then we have... it's the Green Mile against the Dream Team. Well, this is the Childhood Bowl. Can we call it that?
Sounds a bit weird, but we'll go with it.
We've got the Comp Bowl. Why not the Childhood Bowl? Just don't put them together. Well. The Green Mile take on the Dream Team in the Childhood Bowl. What has just happened there? There we go.
The screen's gone off.
Yeah, are we still on the stream? Wow, what a way to wreck a preview. Projection in this one. Both teams, Viv's coming off a loss. Ross coming down on a win. But the win currently going to the Dream Team. Projected to win a nail biter 90-89. Looking down the lineups, Ross's team currently unchanged. Definitely going to need a change because they've still got Tevin Coleman in. But they are going with 20 personnel, 2 running backs and 3 receivers. On the other side of the ball, the Dream Team, they are currently unchanged as well. They are indeed. So there we go. It's 30 person. Oh no, it's not 30. It's 31 personnel. Ooh. 3 running backs, 1 tight end, and 1 wide receiver. Joe Mixon did not practice. He obviously suffered that ankle sprain. Remains to be determined if he will be out there and if he will be effective.
And if not, which other tight end will he put in?
Indeed. Tevin Coleman, high ankle sprain. He's not going to play for a few weeks. Darius Guice, he might not play this season. He's just had knee surgery, as we said. I think Badgley's back at practice as well. Ross Classic carrying 2 kickers. What your key? Yeah. Oh, sorry. Before we go to your key takeaways, Ollie, the history of this game: the Dream Team against the Brady Bunch, or whatever they're called nowadays, the Green Mile, 3-2. Key takeaways for the game.
First thing I noticed: quarterbacks playing each other.
Love it.
Always good to see that
on Sunday night. Nice.
You've got a prime time game. Quarterbacks that you want it to be even going into that game and just see, right, let's battle it out.
Yeah, no one's got the only I was going to say the only one later than that is the Browns D for Viv's team. But yeah, so a lot's going to ride on that possibly.
Yeah, I think there's good matchups on both sides here.
And injuries on both sides.
Not to me, some dodgy matchups as well. Actually, it's a bit of a mixed bag of everything here.
Yeah.
I like the 2 quarterback matchups. I think they're going to be fine. Injured players, ignore those because we don't know who's going to be swapped out.
Let's take a look at the bench. So on Ross's team, Manny Sanders, his profiles as the one to come in for Coleman. I don't think there'd be any other changes there on Viv's side of the ball.
It's got to be one of the tight ends and then shift Diggs up to that top spot.
Yeah, it's probably... unless Viv looks at his team, I don't know if he's still in Alaska.
Yeah.
It might end up being Njoku.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Devontae Adams, not a good matchup.
No. Although, interesting stat, last 4 games against the Vikings, he scored a touchdown in every one.
Oh, fun fact. Devontae Adams, better matchup, but on paper, still horrendous.
Yeah, I don't know the yardage.
Both defenses have good matchups. I think Browns has just got significantly better.
Oh, yeah, that's a good
Trevor
one.
Siemian starting, who we remember
with Bell
train
slightly
wreck.
banged up too.
Ravens, I'm still not entirely sure what to make of the Ravens do. They lost a few players and they played Miami.
Yeah, jury's definitely out. I agree.
But Elliott's going to be back. All the reports are he's taken on his full workload this week.
Yep.
That could be dangerous against a Washington team which don't have an awful lot on either side of the ball on paper.
Sure.
Yeah, I think there's not too much really to talk. I think it's going to...
No, I agree.
There's no big lineup. I think it's going to come down with Matt Ryan v Carson Wentz. I think the rest of it could be quite even.
Sure.
If one team gets blown out of the water, I think, for example, if Philadelphia win big, Fitz going to win this matchup. Yeah. If Atlanta win big, I can see Ross winning this matchup. Beyond that, though, that's it really.
I'm picking Dream Team.
I think Dream Team have enough to get through this one. Yeah.
I think it's probably maybe a 75-25, 70-30 in Dream Team's favour. So Ross definitely has a chance, but I would
Dream Team look like they've got better core team.
Yeah, for sure. Okay then. So our next game then is. Okay. Ford Flyers against Pray to God I Do Better. Ford Flyers take on Pray to God I Do Better. Ford Flyers coming in off a win. Meanwhile, Pray to God I Do Better coming in off a loss. Ford Flyers are mighty impressive in week 1, and that's apparently going to continue. They are projected to win 98-83. Currently a bit of a beatdown. Looking down at the lineups, Cam Newton has been benched on the Thursday night game in favour of Dak Prescott. Other changes, T.Y. Hilton comes into the lineup in favour of Damian Williams, and Michael Gallup comes into the lineup as well in favour of Hunter Henry, who obviously is now injured for a lengthy absence. On the other side of the ball, Pretty Good I Do Better. They are looking... Mark Andrews comes into the lineup, excuse me, and they have benched Kenny Golladay. Yeah, that's right. So Chris is going with 20 personnel, 2 running backs and 3 receivers. Meanwhile, Ollie Gardner is going with... It's 2 personnel. There you go. Our first double tight end start. 3 receivers and 2 tight ends. Looking at the history of this matchup, Ford Flyers are up here somewhere. Oh, still with the music. They are 1-2 all time against Ollie Gardner. So not a lot of history.
No.
Key notes for the game.
Ford Flyers have double stacked on Cowboys. They've gone away from their Carolina stack.
Yeah,
and the Cowboys.
They've got a double stack of that and the Colts.
Colts as well.
Which, against the team he supports, there must be a lot of internal conflict going on there.
Yeah.
Especially after the good week 1.
Yeah, so to me, obviously, this whole week comes down to if Cowboys lose and Indianapolis lose and they don't look good.
I'm very surprised. Sorry, continue.
That's what I mean. It's if those 2 teams don't do well, Chris has lost. There's no saving.
Yeah, no, you're right. And I'm very surprised that he's opted to bench Damian Williams, who had, do you want to stat? The most red zone touches in the NFL in week 1.
Yeah. I mean,
it's
there may be a timeshare between McCoy and Williams. You've got someone on Kansas's offense. You're starting them. I know I didn't last week. I should have done, and it showed. You start someone on Kansas's offense.
I think Gallup had a great week 1. I think to put him in ahead of someone like Williams is very presumptuous.
Yeah, I think you've got Williams on a much better offense than the Cowboys' offense. Playing, Oakland and Washington, neither of them look great on D, but it's Kansas. I think last year they play Oakland twice a year. I think they owned them last year.
Yeah,
I think they owned a lot of people. So. And then you go over to Ollie Gardner's team. You've got that receiver lineup there is scary. It's just as scary as it was last week. You're probably looking at 50 targets across those top 4 players.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be surprised if they did. And then Mark Andrews, we discussed it earlier, it's Baltimore.
He's arguably one of if not one, probably number 2
there.
Passing option. Yeah.
Defenses, Bills at Giants. I like that. Vikings at Green Bay. I like Vikings D. I don't like anyone playing Green Bay because Aaron Rodgers is still Aaron Rodgers.
In Lambeau too.
That's a scary one. Yeah. Beyond that though, I think, like I said, it's going to come down to if Cowboys demolish and Colts demolish, Chris has it in the bag. If not, I don't see a way that he's winning this game. If those players put up 20 points between them.
Yeah, this is a really tough one to call because it's such a mixed bag for both teams. Who are you picking to win?
I'm picking Forge Flyers because I think those players are going to pull through.
Yeah, gosh,
it's a tough one.
It's a very tough one. On Ollie's side, you have a lot of players who misfired in week 1. Chris's side, you had a lot of guys who
hit in week
performed above.
So I'm going for the form. I know it's only 1 week, but I'm sticking with my gut. I'm going for them.
It's the Colts players that kill me. I can't. I'm not buying it yet.
No,
I'm just not buying it, especially at Tennessee. Mike Evans hasn't got the best of matchups on the Thursday night game too. The Bills' defense in the Giants' house, I'm not in love with that. Yeah. Prescott, I would think he comes down a bit as well.
Oh yeah, he's not getting that again.
Yeah. And then on the other side of the ball, Wilson away, they're going to have to pass in that game, I think.
Yeah.
Jones should eat.
Jones does well against Philadelphia.
You know what, it's close. There's things on both sides of the ball that are really up in the air. I'm going to go, pray to God I do better. But it's a push for me.
Yeah.
Really, it's a push. I can't pick between these two.
No, teams. I think we nailed it on the head. It's going to come down to Cowboys and Colts. Their result.
Yeah, I think Cowboys and Colts.
And this is what we've come back to. It's two volatile offenses.
Yes.
It's not you're talking about Kansas and Patriots.
Yeah.
Because you back them, but yeah.
Sorry. Next game then, Gridiron Gang take on Aaaaand. Gridiron Gang take on Aaaaand. Gridiron Gang coming off a week 1 loss, but Aaaaand having a mighty impressive week 1, and they are projected to go 2-0. 91-87 currently. Looking down the lineups, the golden boy Tom Brady comes in at quarterback for Gridiron Gang. In terms of other changes, DJ Moore comes in for Philip Lindsay. On the and before we move on, the formation is that's a 10 personnel, so. It's one running back. I'm copying you, the old Cliff Kingsbury route.
I'm just waiting for this first change you're going to read.
Oh yeah, you wait for it. There you go, Aaaaand. Gardner Minshew comes in at quarterback over Drew Brees for Aaaaand. In terms of other changes, unchanged. So they are remaining with their 31 personnel. Look, 3 running backs, 1 tight end, 1 receiver. Aaaaand have probably the best record against any single team across anyone in the LOC. 12-4 against me all time. Ollie, key takeaways for the game?
I'm still just getting to grips with him starting Minshew. I get it. Drew Brees is not good away from home, but for all we know, Minshew might not even be good at home or away. He's had half the game.
You know what? I went. It probably surprises no one that I probably went to half the league offering Jared Goff.
Yeah,
including Ben. He didn't see the point.
I would have done over here. There's people on the waivers who I'd currently pick up and play over him.
It's such a bold move. It's bold. He was. Don't get me wrong. He came in and did very well in a game, but where the Chiefs were winning and they didn't have to play aggressively.
And they didn't care, and then
not a division rival. And at home it was. It's the. I'm going to go on and say it's the boldest play we've seen in the LOC if he sticks to it.
Yeah.
Is it the most foolish? That will be what we tell you about next week's podcast.
I get his logic behind it.
Oh yeah, I
completely get it. But I just think, Breeze is good away from home. Yeah. But he's not that bad compared to
No.
He's going to get you somewhere between probably just over 10 points potentially at worst. This guy, you can get minus points. I could see a situation where they've traded for Josh Dobbs or whatever.
Yeah.
They bench this person after 2 quarters because he's thrown 4 picks. It's a complete unknown. We're going to say he's going to get 40 points.
Probably. Which is ironic because I'm playing the Texans defense.
Yeah. You got Hopkins in there. I think he's playing against Ramsey.
I saw the stats of his last, I think, 6 or 7 games. Usually he's
consistent enough that he gets something done. He won't get a huge game against them.
No, it's not going to be 23 points, but the teens are in reach.
Yeah.
High single digits, probably.
Brandon Cooks, you got to feel that...
Revenge game.
I've got a feeling New Orleans v LA is going to be more of a shootout than people are letting on. I think Breeze is going to have a good game away from home, and everything there leans it to be a shootout. So he's got Gurley on his side, you've got Cooks. Obviously, you want a closer game script, so Cooks is more involved.
Yeah.
He wants him to run away with it, so Gurley's involved. Smith's just a bit of an unknown. I think he's going to be fine, but it's what Pittsburgh
he had a reasonably good game where New England shut him down.
Yeah. Well, he was the only target, wasn't it?
Seattle, yeah, exactly. Against Seattle, where at home, where their defense isn't as good, he's got the potential to feast. Potential.
Yeah. I think looking at the defenses, Texans v Jags, like you say, if Minshew does well, fair play. But if he doesn't, Texans are in for a big day.
Yeah.
Bears at Denver. I mean, anyone playing Joe Flacco got to be looking at Joe. He's not what he used to be.
Yeah.
He's not going to turn it over 20 times, but he's also not going to do an awful
Bears away from home as well. Like, don't get me wrong, the defense travels, but Mile High is a different kettle of fish too.
So I think it's quite an even game. There's a few factors on each. I think his running backs carried him last week, and I didn't see it happening. And whether they do it again,
it's tough.
Derrick Henry, what's he going to do this week? It's a close one, I think. Overall, I think you've got this in the bag. I think the matchups are a bit nicer. Looking on that, everyone but your quarterback's playing at home. Which is
hilarious. I just noticed that because last week it was the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Everyone I had was playing away except my defense. But and Brady's got Miami. So.
Like anyone playing Miami, you could play them in your back guard and you'd probably beat them by 30 points.
I should just start Goff so then everyone is at home. That would be funny. Yeah, I'm going to go my team too. Like you said, I think the matchups. It was a poor week 1 for me. Well, it wasn't even that bad. The defense let me down and Goff let me down in week 1. The rest of it wasn't too bad. On the other side of the ball, it's just a massive, massive risk going with Minshew. And some of those players will boom. Not all of them will. It was the stars aligned for Ixan in week 1. Probably isn't going to happen again. So, I'm going to go with my team too. Okay, and then our final game of the week on the bumper length pod, despite streamlining the show, is Ben Necessities v Pakistan. Ben Necessities take on Pakistan, 2 teams still searching for their first win of the season. Ben Necessities projected to get it with a score of 98-86. Looking down the lineups on Ben Necessity's side of the ball, their roster, Matt Brady comes into the starting lineup in favour of Allen Robinson. Yeah. And other than that, they remain unchanged. So they are fielding a 21 personnel formation this week. And on the other side of the ball, Pakistan, Josh Allen comes in as the starting quarterback in favour of Jamin Smithson, who has been cut. Other than that,
Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah, Deshaun Jackson and Kurt Samuel have come in favour of the injured Tyreek Hill.
And Miles Sanders.
There you go. Let's cut the music. History of this matchup before we move on. Ben Necessities are 3-3 all time against Pakistan, so split. Key previews.
Josh Allen liked the matchup, the bringing him in. He's going to rush for yards. That's what he does.
Yeah, his floor gives him that base. He'll never completely let you down, but he might not do.
No, I think Le'Veon Bell, Sam Darnold going out's not helped him there.
No, especially if he's got that injury. That's one to monitor. Sure.
Sonny Michel could do what Mark Ingram did last week and demolish Miami.
Yeah.
I like that matchup this week. And same with Robert Woods in a potential shootout.
Yeah.
Deshaun Jackson's going to do Deshaun Jackson things and get 80-yard touchdowns.
Probably. Although apparently, according to my Eagles friend at work,
Yeah.
Eagles do not play well in domes. Other than the Super Bowl where they beat the Patriots, I guess, but typically Eagles do not play well in domes. So,
Okay.
make of that what you
Also,
want.
fun fact: something like Matt Ryan's got his first 7 games of the season in domes or something. Atlanta do.
Okay.
Fun fact, yeah.
Yeah.
Not that he's in this matchup, but just Atlanta in general. Deshaun Watson at Jacksonville, or playing Jacksonville. It's got the potential to be quite one-sided. That if Minshew doesn't do anything, so this worries me as one of Deshaun Watson's down weeks, where he's not going to get 36 points.
Yeah.
Saying that historically he does alright against Jacksonville. Matt Breida is coming in as the starting running back for San Fran, saying that
the 1A
don't really want much to do with San Fran's offense until they figure out that you've got to get the ball in the end zone without committing a foul.
Since he looked pretty good in week 1 too, for what it's worth.
Yeah. Nick Chubb, that could be a good matchup.
He's going to rebound in a big way, I think.
Yeah, Tim Kelsey's still the top target there. Hill's gone. I know Watkins had the big week, but Kelsey's number one. There's no denying that. Lockett, who knows what you're going to get. I mean, like you said earlier, a bit volatile. Edelman, you're going to get 10 points.
Yeah, I struggle to see any upside with Edelman this week unless he grabs a touchdown and what profiles.
I've got a feeling it's going to be very run heavy. They're going to run the ball about 40 times.
It wouldn't
between,
surprise me.
What's his name? Harris and Michelle.
And maybe even Rex Burkhead.
Yeah. Not a lot to shout. I don't think there's too many boom players on either side of the ball here. I think my gut's saying that I think Patterson's actually going to win this one.
Oh, okay.
I think he's going to. Yeah, I think he's going to pull through.
I'm going to go with bare necessities, just on the basis that we already said that bare necessities probably looks like one of the more consistent teams. Yes, there's no stud upside, although Chubb could have that this week.
Yeah.
But he's got guys like Kelsey who can pop. I just think it's a more solid, stable thing, whereas Patterson are in a bit of flux at the moment. Allen is an enigma. Bell, bit banged up, playing with that quarterback.
Yeah.
You know Cleveland is just going to try and shut down the run.
Yeah.
Michelle, we've seen he could easily just get game scripted out. Either way, that's the scary thing. He's a guy you would think, if they're leading, but they kind of want to keep him fresh for the playoffs. That's the problem with Michelle. And Curtis Samuel, wild card. Deshaun Jackson, boom or bust. I just see a much more stable, easier route to victory. Complete grant, Patterson, Allen could boom, Michelle could prove me wrong.
Pat's either going to win and win big, or he's going to lose and get worse score than he did last week. That's what it.
Yeah.
But I think he's going to boom this week.
Yeah, sure.
I just think Michelle will do more than we maybe think he'll do, and things like that. But that's my take on it.
Fair enough. We're split. Before we end the show, I think we have a comment from a random viewer. Hello, random viewer Alex. Welcome to the show. I hope you enjoyed us talking about our fantasy football league, and we will answer your questions since you've been so nice to watch. So, Alex says, which 2 receivers should I start out of? Allen Robinson, John Brown, Hollywood Brown, Deshaun Jackson, DK Metcalf, DJ Moore, and Mike Williams. So we need 2 receivers. So you can... which receivers? Alex, can you comment for me? Which format? How many... Is it 2 or 3 receivers?
Which 2 receivers?
Sorry, you did say 2 receivers. Excuse me. You can throw Mike Williams out straight away. I would be surprised if he played. DK Metcalf, probably too risky at this stage, so you can chuck him out. Thank you, Alex Standard. So, Allen Robinson, who's playing Denver. Denver, John Brown against the Giants, Marquise Brown against Arizona, and DJ Moore. I'd play DJ Moore, certainly. Thursday
you do
night.
your 2, I'll do my 2.
Okay, I will do DJ Moore. You have D-Hop. But no, DeAndre Hopkins is fine. He's got a bit of a rib thing, but he'll play. I would go DJ Moore, and I wouldn't do Allen Robinson. I don't like that away in Denver. It would be between... I think I'd take a punt on Hollywood Brown.
I'd go John Brown and Hollywood Brown.
Oh, that's the Super Bowl option right there.
Yeah.
That's the Super Bowl option.
Brown squared. I think
Brown squared.
Buffalo v Giants is going to be not a thing, but I think there's going to be some deep touchdowns in there.
Sure.
I think Hollywood Brown's going to do his thing. He may only played 15, 20 snaps, but he's going to get a touchdown.
I'm going to change my answer, Alex. DJ Moore and Deshaun Jackson, because I think he'll get the yardage, even if he doesn't get a touchdown.
So we've not helped you at all.
But go with me.
Yeah. No, screw it, go with DK Metcalf and Mike Williams.
There you go. Thank you for watching, Alex.
Thank you.
And to the actual viewers of the LOC, whenever you watch this, thank you for listening as well. I appreciate it. Was a longer show. Are you going to come watch the game?
I'm away again this weekend.
That's fine. You can drink your Coronas instead.
Depending when I'm back, actually. Last year I didn't get back till 10:30.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Anyway.
So.
Thank you for watching. No, you're welcome, Alex. We hope you have a good fantasy weekend and win your matchups, unless you're playing me. And we will be back with you next week. Thank you very much, and goodbye.